Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Dr. Nasir Sheikh Show. I'm your guest host. My name is Dr. Nasir. And what's on tap for today? Well, it's two of our favorites from the Young Turks, who I affectionately call the Young Jerks. It's Cenk the Cenk Uygur and Ana Kasparian. And in this video clip, folks, they're talking about Brian Kilmeade and the Fox News going down to Florida to a diner, trying desperately to find some DeSantis supporters. And the question is, can they find any? We're going to get to all that in the next few seconds, folks. But before we do that, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. Let us know in your comments below what you think about our reaction video. Let's see as they desperately hunt for some supporters for Ron DeSantis.
Visited a diner and did some on-the-ground journalism, Cenk, real hard-hitting. Wanted to ask the patrons in Florida specifically whether they support Ron DeSantis or Trump for the Republican primary in 2024. Why don't we see what they said?
2024. Who's pumped up for the election? All right. Rapid fire. Who's your man? Who's your woman?
My man, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Christie, no.
Who's your man?
Trump.
Or woman?
I'd say Trump.
Trump. A lot of Trump fans.
Trump and Nikki Haley.
And Nikki Haley.
Donald Trump and Nikki Haley.
So far, a lot of Donald Trump. I see Governor DeSantis. What about President DeSantis?
I like it. I like it.
Who's your pick?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Trump or DeSantis? I'm either or.
So DeSantis got half, right? Because that woman was fine with Trump.
So if they mentioned two candidates.
It was trying to find somebody over there. It's probably like talking in someone's earpiece over there. A producer or somebody said, hey, look, go in the back. There's a person with a DeSantis t-shirt inside there. He's desperately seeking DeSantis, baby, right? I mean, that's what's going on here. Let's face it, folks, okay? Fox, corporate news media, they are pushing DeSantis. 2016, the flavor of the month was Trump. The flavor of the month now is DeSantis. Anyways, let's see what Cenk has to say.
So we scored them for both. And I know that our TYT logo was covering up the final score, so let me tell you. It was 7 for Trump, 1 for DeSantis, and 3 for other. And every other was with Trump. It was Noam Trump and Nikki Haley and Trump, right? And then, and Fox News is going towards DeSantis. They want DeSantis to win, right? So Kilmeade's like, anybody? I'm in Florida. He's the governor. He just won by 20 points. Will anybody say DeSantis? And it must have been a producer that tipped him off. They're like, go behind you, Brian. There's someone in a DeSantis t-shirt, right? So he's like, oh, right. And he goes and finds the DeSantis lady. And even she's like, President DeSantis, I like it, but Trump. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
man. And that's, guys.
Ron, you're done.
Hold on.
Bye. Look at Anna.
This is a diner in Florida.
It's in Florida. Yeah.
It's in Florida.
And it's a diner. These are real Republicans. These are the actual voters.
Democrats like diners too, okay? Don't
I love diners.
Don't mislead them. But it's in Florida. That's the relevant part, right? So Floridians do really like DeSantis, but not enough to want him as president over Trump. And by the way, this isn't some scientific study, okay? This isn't a nationally representative sample. However, this is anecdotal and still communicates something about where the hearts and minds of the Republican electorate lie.
So look, keeping it real, media does an amazing job of influencing people. So that's
the hearts and minds of where Republican voters are, the base, the real Americans, the forgotten men and women. They have always been, since 2015, 2016, have been with Donald Trump. Have there been some people that have fallen off the Trump train? I'm sure they have, but they were probably not, absolute Trump supporters. They might have come to the party a little bit late or sort of said relegated between whoever was out there and, basically said, okay, all right, there's nobody else. But the real Trump voters, the real Trump supporters, they've never wavered. So if you guys are just figuring this thing out now on the Young Jerks, boy, oh boy, oh boy, do you need somebody like me or someone to come up there and freshen it up, liven it up on the TYT studios? Why not have a right-wing analyst? Why not have somebody, my parents immigrated here from, India. We're second generation, Americans. Why not have someone like me be able to tell you guys on the Young Turks, the Young Jerks? I'll be a young jerk. All right, I'll be a young jerk too. And we can basically let you guys know what's happening. Because obviously, you guys don't know the movement yet. You don't understand Trump voters. So I'd be happy to tell you, Cenk and Ana and Hassan and all of the rest of you turkeys at the Young Jerks, all about the MAGA movement, America First, KAG, MAGA. I'll be able to do it just like that.
Part of the reason Trump won on the first was because not only Fox, but CNN, MSNBC, CBS, they all were like, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. And Hillary Clinton outraised Donald Trump nearly 2-1. But when you took free media into consideration, Donald Trump was on TV and in media more than Hillary Clinton.
Right.
Because he won free media, right? And so
that's the operative word. He won free media. He got free media. He received free media. But the only reason he received it because he was newsworthy. He was bringing in ratings. He was bringing in big bucks. Do you think they would have covered him if they weren't getting anything in return? This is the way it works. If you want to go out in politics and you've got the gravitas, you've got the mojo, you've got it, whatever charisma, magnetism. You think anybody else had it? You think Hillary Clinton had that? You think Bernie B.S. Sanders had that? Anybody else had that on the Republican side? The donor class, the elite class? You think the Bushes had it? Come on, Rubio? No way. So if TV and media and everything flock to Donald Trump or anybody else, hey, USA, this is the way it is. That's the way politics are played. They put their money where they think their mouth is going to be. And they reap the rewards, they reap the benefits, or guess what? They sow the seeds of despair depending upon what happens. But Donald Trump was the one that was bringing the people to those networks. It wasn't the other way around. It wasn't the other way around, guys. It really wasn't. See, you got to report honestly, and you got to tell them this stuff. Oh, Donald Trump got $2.5 billion worth of free advertising. How fair is that? Blah, 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 blah.
So in this case, they've been pushing towards DeSantis and anyone else other than Donald Trump. The problem is Trump already is famous and was president and is well known. So if you're doing it to unknown progressive like Bernie Sanders was in 2015, you just go Hillary Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Hillary Clinton. You know how often ABC News Primetime talked about Bernie Sanders in his legendary run in up to the 2016 primaries in the year 2015 as he's gaining giant momentum and closing a 50-point lead? 7 seconds.
Because he's boring.
They covered him for 7 seconds.
Thorough.
The entire year, okay? So with progressives, the media, corporate media has a great way of shutting us out. Just don't talk about him, okay? And people won't find out. But on the right-wing side, they already know Donald Trump. You're not gonna trick them, okay? And whether you like it or not, and guys, there's one other thing about corporate media in Washington that's hard for you all to understand when you live in the real world. In Washington, they don't know that they live in an alternate reality. They genuinely don't know that. So since everyone in Washington is going, oh, it's obviously DeSantis. Trump is done, Trump is done. Oh, it's definitely DeSantis, right? They all genuinely believe it. Even though poll after poll shows, no, it's Trump, right? So this one is anecdotal, but just earlier today, I gave you the poll from Emerson. Trump's got a 30-point lead on him. My favorite is, they did all the ones that are declared, Nikki Haley, some rando guy, and Trump. Trump has a 61-point lead on Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley. Why is she even on TV? She's the most irrelevant person in America. No, you saw that diner. It's Done DeSantis. That's what it is. stick a fork in him. He's done.
I want to go to the very last video here because Kilmeade also caught up with Ron DeSantis and specifically asked him about some of the insults and attacks that Trump has thrown in his direction. Very curious what he had to say. I actually haven't seen this video yet, so let's watch.
Are you guys speaking now? Do you plan on speaking to him? He seems to be taking some shots at you.
No, I mean, look, I mean, it's silly season. I mean, you know how some of this stuff goes, and obviously he does his thing, and it's just that's kind of who he is. He can say what he wants about me. I'll always give him credit for the things that he did that were positive, and I'm appreciative of a lot of the things that he did. Doesn't mean I agree with everything that he's doing lately or whatever, but ultimately it's about delivering for the people you represent.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't the worst response.
It doesn't matter.
But he's scared.
You
can hear it in his voice.
And it's vanilla. He's a standard acting politician, right? He's not going to win. What is that talking about? It's silly season. That's what people in Washington say when Donald Trump attacks people. That's not what right-wing voters say, okay? They don't think Donald Trump is in silly season when he attacks you, okay? And he's like, oh, we don't agree with everything, really? What do you agree and disagree about? You're not even willing to say it. You're so scared, right?
I think what Ron DeSantis probably was doing there is, and I'd like to hear what Cenk and the people with the Young Turks think about it, maybe he was sort of positioning himself or interviewing or pre-interviewing himself for the vice presidency. That could be a possibility, right? Didn't really go on the attack. That was sort of like the diplomatic answer, right? The answer that's really not going to get you in trouble, but it's going to cause people to contemplate and to do it, making our jobs the greatest in the world so we can basically say what we think. And we basically tell you how we think other people are thinking, how they're feeling. Wonder what happened if they turned the tables on us. They said, we know what Dr. Shaikh is thinking. We know what Dr. Shaikh is feeling. Hey, if you want to know what I'm thinking, if you want to know what I'm feeling, watch my videos. You'll know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm feeling, Period. End of story. Anyways, let's continue.
I mean, there's a lot that I agree with him on what he did. You're so scared, and all you're doing is talking points. There's no chance that this guy. And did you hear him? No. Look, I'll give the right-wing voters credit on this, and nobody attacks right-wing voters more than I do. Okay, but they are good at sniffing out elitist BS. They're not good at sniffing out any other BS. They fall for a lot of BS, right? But when the elitists come in, they're like, oh, I do declare, I am the real populist here. The right-wing voters are like, yeah.
You know what, though? He just attacked us, man. He just attacked us. He just basically called all flyover country. He called you and me a bunch of what? We're a bunch of boobs, hicks, and hayseeds. It's a lot of people, they talk like this down the south and out in the west, Where my suspenders at? Spit out my spittle there, my tobacco. I mean, that's what he's basically saying, that all we can do is sniff out BS from elitists, but we can't sniff out BS on policies or nothing else. Oh, Cenk, where have you sunk to, Cenk? Tell me it's not true. You're sinking to the low blow.
Yeah, okay. I give him tremendous credit for that because the Democratic voters, they love elitist BS. You bring in an Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, and they're like, CNN, New York Times, so right. Oh, these guys are really for us. Klobuchar for your Buttigieg. Come on. So hey, there, right-wing voters, don't ever say I didn't say something kind about you. Thanks for watching the Young Turks.
Just basically slapped us silly with a feather glove, baby. Cenk. Don't ever say that I never gave you credit for anything. At the same time, we're getting smacked. Ooh. You're a peon. You're a boob. You're a hick. And Anyways, I love this because these guys right now, they were so hoping on the Young Turks, they were so hoping that this was going to be a fight between DeSantis and Trump. And, all the things that inside there in the end, would be DeSantis probably standing tall. And listen, there's still a long way to go, but right now there's been nothing in the political calculus that even shows a remote hint of anybody overtaking President Trump. They're not willing to say that. No one's willing to say that. And I'm telling you something, I've said this all the time. The media love to take people down. And the reason the media has the strength and the power to take people down is this. And I'm telling this to you straight, folks. You can take this to the bank. All right? This is 1,000% guaranteed. It's like, put your money on the red and black, and you're never going to lose because you're on both of them. Listen to this, folks. The reason why the media can't get rid of Trump is because the media did not create Trump. Almost everybody else has been made by the media, right? They propped them up, they pushed them, they put out the pieces, in Politico, in, the right-wing, media, the right-wing papers, the left-wing media, the left-wing papers, from the alphabet Google network, alphabet networks, right? The mafia media cartel, from the academics in the institutions, right? The hypocrites in Hollywood, they all prop these people up and they make them. Nobody did that in the media with Donald Trump. He made himself. Remember, he's the one. The media came to him. He didn't go to the media. Oh, yeah, he was in the media previously in his private life as a playboy, whatever you want to call it, millionaire, billionaire, doing all sorts of things, obviously with The Apprentice and other shows. But he made himself. It was him. He branded himself. He's the one that did it. The only one that's going to be able to take down Donald Trump is Donald Trump. It's not going to be anybody else. Maybe sometimes, when he's saying something, maybe he might, at times, you could say he could be his worst own enemy, but that's it. It's good. The only person that's going to be able to take down President Trump is President Trump himself. Nobody else, folks. Nobody else. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your guest host. My name is Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel, like, share, and follow us. Hit that notification bell. Watch our other videos as well, and put your comments down below. Let us know what you think. And I'll leave you with what I think, which is my final point, as always, and that is when you're right, you're right, and when you're left, you're wrong. See you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.